Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Paperclip 140. This is Joshua Kiwis with my co-host Chris Kiwis here tonight at Martinsville Speedway. We are seeing the last round of 8. This is going to be your 4 drivers that will be locked in tonight. We know Kinbaum should be already locked in, correct? So shouldn't have to worry about him. But we will see these drivers, Chris, come into tonight. It's going to be interesting. We had 8 drivers trying to battle their way in. Kevin Click, William Brown, Kyle McCarthy, Lucas Nodes, Bill Hells, David Smith Jr., Christopher Lynn still all have an opportunity with a win to get in tonight. So we'll have to see what these drivers will do, what's going to be their limits, and how hard are they willing to push it, and how early are they willing to push it. 140 laps, we know some drivers are willing to commit to that no pit stop strategy. We'll see how it plays out here. Hopefully we don't have any controversy on pit road or any of the controversy we had here from the real life race this past week. But overall, I think it's going to be a very, very close race at the end. Here in the early stages, I don't think we'll get much action, but towards the end, Chris, it's going to crank up. It's going to be like Bowman Gray on a Friday night, Saturday night, baby. It's going to be awesome. But does look like we have our grid starting to set, Chris. If you want to go ahead and hop on board with our pole sitter, as we are getting ready here in just a moment, getting the cameras and everything clicked on too. Wait, is it me? Might be me. Hold on. It's because I'm set as a broadcaster. Do apologize about that. All right, there we go. As we're on Kinbaum Jr. here, your pole sitter, last week's race winner. He is trying to get himself a comfortable race here tonight, as he is going to start off from that pole position. Kevin Click, he is going to start in that outside lane. He's currently sitting second in points. Matthew Fitz, who's not in the playoffs, but has done a good job here in these past couple weeks. He will start in that third position in that Ghost Racing 60. I said Ghost Racing. You know what I mean? Sparkle Unicorn Racing, Ghost Racing, Ford Mustang 69, Matthew Fitz, third place. Great job from him. We'll go on board here with David Smill Jr. He is currently in 7th place. He had a horrible run last week, or not a great run for him last week, so that's going to get him into a spot where he's going to have to get a great finish here tonight. He's going to start off P4. We'll see Lucas Nilges. He is currently sitting in that 5th position in points. He's going to start P5 with Bill Hells, who's going to take an EOL. He's going to go to the back of the line, as everybody's going to go past him, I think. I'm not sure what's happening here. As Kyle McCarthy is in that P6 position. Then we'll see P7 is William Brown. Sorry, they're all over the place, Chris, with Bill Hells. And then P8 is going to be Carson Pittman. Since Bill Hells is taking that EOL, we'll pick up your grid here. It'll be Michael Zuver in that 9th place position. I want to say 10th might be Jonathan Coombs. I don't know. It's very confusing with how this field is lined out. That should be 11th. Ryan Broderick will be 10th. Jonathan Coombs will be 11th, maybe. They're all over the place right now. And then we'll see William Hobart in 13th. Kip Easley in 14th. Robbie Bice in 15th. Joshua Gaiman 16th. Jimmy Barr 17th with Daniel Holdcroft 18th. Birdie Green going to be 19th with Dakota Kuhn 20th. And Bill Hells rounding out the field in that 21st position. Sorry about that. They were getting all out of whack there for a second. But speaking of getting all out of whack, Chris, here, these drivers are about to be all out of whack. As the pace car is about to relinquish the lead to Kinbaum Jr., he now owns this field. We'll have to see him pull up to the start zone and see how this number 2 First Watch Toyota Camry is going to pull off this line as the Turn 2 Terribles. Kinbaum Jr. going to take the field to the green flag. It's green from the Paperclip 140 outside lane. Big stack up there from Kevin Click. And oh, 27 to David Smill Jr. in the wall already. That's not gonna what he's going to want here tonight. He's going to gather it back up. But early controversy here for that David Smill Jr. camp. So far, so good for the rest of the field off the line. It looked like Matthew Fitz was having a moment there with Lucas Nildes. I might hear somebody getting around there for a moment, and we do. Caution is out here. At the end of lap number 1, oh my goodness, we got a gaggle of race cars. Joshua Gaiman, David Smill Jr., Birdie Green.
Yeah, as I was going to say, I thought I saw a little bit of smoke, but we'll see if we can go back here and catch what happened. We're riding on board here with that 27. Saw he was involved in it. You see him going down the back stretch, it looks like. Right there, it looks like William Hobart getting into the back of... Oh, actually, it looks like Michael Zuver around. Yeah, so Michael Zuver actually went around off of that. Let's ride on board here with him, see if we can catch what happened.
Did he get bumped? Was that Ryan Broderick?
Yeah. Saw Ryan Broderick with a massive drive-in and a shunt to the 96. That's what sent him around, and then you see, oh, just everybody getting stacked up there.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a hard direct judge there. Not sure what was going on there. Ryan Broderick with the big drive in. David Smill, or not, excuse me, not David Smill, but Michael Zuver with the, not sure.
Just right on board here with Ryan Broderick, just see it from his point of view. Looks like, yeah, it just looks like he drove it in there really hot. And you see everybody back there get stacked up.
I think if he backs off just a few feet further, or earlier, he gets slowed down in time. Just, I think a little bit of an overdrive in there from the 5 of Ryan Broderick, Chris.
Yeah, that's not what you want to see if you're that 27, though. One of those drivers that's trying his best to claw his way back into this Final Four. He's on that cut line. So you're going to have to see if he has anything here to say, but sitting in the pits, that's not a good sign you like to see.
Yeah, and he did say, well, my season is over, so that could say what you could want it to say for that David Smill camp. Unfortunate for the 27 man, not what we wanted to see from him early here.
I was going to say, we, if you notice up on the ticker, we've got a couple of different colors up here. I've learned how to kind of color coordinate everything. I've got all of your playoff drivers marked in gold, so that would be your, as you see right now, David Smill, Ken Baum, and Kevin Click coming onto the screen right now. They are your playoff drivers, so that way you can catch where they are in the tickers, see how they are sitting on the track. Right now, pace car's off. See if we can get off to a good start here. Green flag's back out. Everybody looks like
it's gonna be a big driving.
Yeah,
oh, goodness.
Yeah, we know.
Already around. He's off the track there, down there at the bottom. Though I think that's William Hobart. So the pace car should stay out. He just gets going. Getting Wilkesboro's vibes right now, Chris.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is definitely just kind of holding my breath here, watching what's going on right now. A lot of these drivers, this is going to be their make or break for the season, like you heard.
Goodness.
Whoa, big bump there.
Goodness.
Big bump there. Oh, he's not going to be able to save it.
Oh, yeah, I don't know what that was.
Let's go ahead and just rewind it. See Kyler McCarthy
came in a big run to the middle of the corner. Fitz locked up, but right here he gives him a big bump. Not sure what for, but.
And then, oh, there's the 9. Is that?
That's William Brown.
William Brown is a new scheme there. Good looking race car, but threw me off for a second. Yeah, so you see Kyler McCarthy sending Fitz around. Fitz tried his best to hold on to it, but just couldn't keep it underneath him. You're seeing that 9 of William Brown, though, taking that pit lane. See if he can pick a little bit of damage repair. I see. Looks like the car is leaning a little bit.
Yeah, there's definitely something up with that race car. Maybe.
I have to see how long that 9 machine down.
It's not what you want for your playoff drivers here tonight.
Yeah, I know William Brown was saying in the Discord earlier that he's just happy to be where he's at right now. And I know a lot of the drivers were talking up to him, saying, hey, you've really matured as a driver, and I can't admit that 9 machine definitely showing the seat time underneath him, just like Matthew Fitz. Matthew Fitz showing that he's definitely got the seat time underneath him now. He's starting to flourish.
He is indeed, Chris. He's really starting to show, like you said, a lot more maturity behind the wheel. It was one of those things. He used to get in here and burn his equipment up. He used to be one of those kind of drivers, and over the years, I mean, obviously we haven't watched him for, 2 seasons now, close to 2 years. And we've gotten back in here. He's the guy at Sparkle Unicorn that seems like he's got, the what's the word I'm looking for? The longevity.
The glitter.
Like
he's
said,
got the glitter.
He's pretty much that driver that, when you look at Sparkle Unicorn, you think of William Brown. I mean, he's one of those guys that is constantly up there putting it up there, and trying to get in position to win, and just kind of gets this short end of the stick sometimes. And I think he's back down pit road right now, going to take a little bit more damage repair, but maybe just take a few seconds, hop back out on track. He doesn't want to go a lap down here. But Sparkle Unicorn drivers in general, Chris, have looked really good this season when they have been able to. I mean, we did just see Matthew Fitz and William Brown both get collected there, which is unfortunate. So, but you know, when Nick Cannon's in the race, he's usually really fast. Other than that, man, these Sparkle Unicorn guys in general just really fast this season. Seems like you can tell they've been putting in a lot of work. As so is everybody else, though, in the league. I mean, this league, for real, this season has been very competitive. This might be the messiest race we've had, in close to a month and a half.
Yeah. Speaking of Nick Cannon, I see he is in the YouTube chat. Final Four, Ken, Will, Lucas, and Bill also sitting out last 2 races on baby watch. Hey, understand it, brother. At least you're tuning in and watching, though. That's all that matters. Still supporting the boys.
Dude, if Bill Hells won the championship, that would be a sneak attack.
That would be. But I
2
mean,
wins on the season, and he's just been kind of hanging out.
He is the sneak attack, though. Green flag back out. Whoa!
Oh, whoa! Big bump from Lucas Nilges there.
Ken Baum might have missed a shift there. Big
4
drive in.
4 playoff drivers right there in the top 4.
Yeah, you've got Ken Baum, Lucas Nilges, Kevin Click, Kyler McCarthy, all playoff drivers, Josh. You are correct. You see back behind him a gaggle of race cars just trying to fight for any position that they can. Bill Hell's in 7th position, moved himself all the way up there into that top 10. So this is a driver that we're looking for right now. Bill Hell's, like Nick Cannon did call out. We see a little bit of front end damage on that 53. Maybe got involved in that accident. That first caution that did come out. But still out here turning laps. Not a lot of damage. Their damage doesn't really matter at a track like Martinsville. It does matter when it comes to your suspension components. Now, if your tie rod or anything is bent, that's really going to start to affect you long run. But if you crinkle up a fender, bumper, it doesn't really matter. Who cares? You're going to be able to drive the car here. Whoa, did you see it?
Definitely.
Carson Pittman getting a little loose.
Definitely seen drivers drive modifieds around here through the years, Chris, and still have some success with some positions. So.
Whoa, Bill Hell's around.
Yeah, Bill Hell's around. Doesn't look like he's going to get anyone else collected. I think that was just a simple mistake on his part coming off the corner. I think that's everybody's cars, Chris. All the left sides look super low on this racetrack right now. I think it's the setups.
Yeah, it might just be the setups. So we're right on board here with Bill Hells.
Doesn't look like he has anyone around him. Sorry, Chris.
Going into the corner here, just gets down. Yeah,
right
there.
Curb.
Touch the curb.
It bounced the left side of the race car up, and that got him around. Wonder if we're going to see William Brown come down pit road this time, try to take some damage repair.
Right there.
You can see it lift the left sides, and that's just enough to get the car around.
And teammate Robbie Bice right behind him, who was looking strong through the latter part of the season. I thought he was going to be one of those drivers that we were going to contend with as well. He slowly misses it.
Down pit road actually as well, Chris.
This was right on.
Go down, and he did.
Right there, just bump it, and you saw like it just gets uneven on him, sends him around.
That's. Touch those curbs.
I was going to say that's something that you don't want to do at Martinsville. You want to get down there and try to get as close as you can, but it's not something that you want to touch because as you see.
Get away with it in a late model, not in a cup car.
Yeah, these cars are just do not like the curbs in at this track. I can say that.
Yeah, I mean any car really doesn't like the curb. I mean you can touch like that in a late model, maybe get away with it, but like you said, Chris, it's just the curbs here at Martinsville are just not indeed fun to touch.
Well. Ken Baum did so graciously. It's getting to the point now where I don't even ask him for it. He just sends them to me, and then I'm like, all right, now I got to go drive the track. I didn't turn as many laps here because I have driven Martinsville a lot more than most tracks, but I haven't driven it in the next gen, current gen, whatever you want to call it. This car is weird here. I mean, you can definitely get on the brakes and slow down a lot easier than you can in, say, the Xfinity or truck. But as you're seeing a lot of drivers get on the brakes a little too hard, and that's the problem. You have to just push the brakes ever so slightly enough to where you're on the verge of locking up. But it's almost impossible when you're trying to dictate the drivers in front of you's, lines, or, maybe they think, like maybe drivers are just thinking these guys are going to wash up wide and they're just taking a wider corner. So something to watch out here for. A lot of drivers going to be taking a lot of different lines, even though there's only really one line to run. Everybody's still going to try to make as much room as they can at this track.
As we should see the pace lights off this time. And indeed they are. You're going to strap those belts up, and if you got a drink next to you at the rig, you're definitely taking a drink of some drink right now. Your arms are probably already burning, because there's something about being in race pace when you're in in race trim, way different than being in a practice or qualifying setup. Your arms start to feel it, and especially going 140 laps around the paperclip here, it's going to be a track that is definitely, you're going to want to be conditioned on the rig. So if you got a drink, you take a drink of it. If you got a vape, don't drop it and hit the wall on the front stretch, and let's go. We'll have to see what they do here. Is the 2 of Ken Baum Jr. is going to hit the stripe. Green flag is out, and we are going. And if you don't understand the vape reference, Chris did exactly what I said. Dropped his vape, tried finding it, hit the wall running 4th place, and I think Las Vegas or Iowa, something like
Auto
that.
Club.
Auto
Club.
Yeah, that's what it was. I remember because you went all the way down to the apron after. Yeah, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to continue here as we'll get out of that. And back on board is Kevin Click, man. Really putting it to this Lucas Snilgy's machine here, as these two guys have had pretty much this battle going on for the 25 laps we have race. As we were saying, usually not the league that has these kind of cautions. We've just had some early mistakes early, some drivers in the playoffs probably, not wanting to be in the position they've been in tonight. Other than that, we'll see how we can get it going back here. The race we did earlier in the season here that Joshua Susi won, that he did not pit, we went caution-free that whole race. So we'll have to see how these guys are going to do, if they're going to be able to go caution-free the rest of the race, and if we'll have these mid to late run pit stops, and if we'll see any drivers take a pit stop with these cautions now. I know Ken Baum was saying that if he can stay out in the lead, he's not pitting.
Yeah, so that's something that's something to look at. I did get word from him that he might not pit, so that's a strategy that we're going to look for in a lot of these drivers. Maybe they saw what Susi did and they said, hey, we can play that strategy too. So we'll just have to see what goes down here But right now I'm kind of watching what's going on. I see Bill Hells has fallen all the way back to 17th after that restart. Maybe not having a lot of luck is that 59. Good to see David Smill, though, still out here turning laps. Got back on the lead lap after going, I want to say 3 laps down after taking that damage repair, but that 27 was able to get himself rolling back out here on the lead lap. And then you see that 9 of William Brown, who was also involved in an accident early on, is moving his way back up through the field next to that 27. Whoa, getting on that door. It looks like William Brown on the better line on that inside.
Yeah, Martinsville is never a track that's really going to open up on the outside lane. You want to be on the inside here. And if you're on that outside, you're going to get freight trained. You can run too wide here forever, but you're going to lose that pack in front of you, and you're going to gain a pack behind you, and it's going to make it even more detrimental when you get past. To get even harder to get down there. So if I'm the 3 machine, I'm jumping to this low lane, and I'm just tucking up behind this guy right here in the 24 of Kyle McCarthy. And just put the pressure on his back bumper, man. Don't hit him. Don't knock him out of the way. You don't got to Earnhardt him. But if you just put the pressure, stay in the mirror, that driver's going to overdrive the corner in front of you eventually.
Ooh,
Might not happen. I say that. He is going to give him a little kiss right there. But just a friendly, hey, I'm here. It's not going to be anything to knock him around or spin him out. As we'll see if he gives him a kiss here in turn 3. Doesn't like he's going to touch him. But if he just stays here and applies the pressure like a Band-Aid, it's going to be really hard when that 24 machine tries to pull him off. Because he's going to go wide, as it looks like he almost already missed the corner, and the 24 is just giving him a little bit of a bumper car action right now. He's letting her know through 1 and 2, I'm faster than you, and I want to get by.
Yeah, you're seeing the 24. It looks like he's running a little bit of a slower line. It looks like Lucas Nilchis is having to really adjust for this line that the 24 is running. You see him, like you said, Josh, give him a little bit of a kiss there. going into turn 1, and then you're seeing, whoa, as you see Carson Pittman getting into the wall there, Ryan Broderick right behind him, going to allow him to catch back up to him. Right now, Kevin Click, Ken Baum, they're starting to run off with this first and second position. Caution's out. Ryan Broderick, as I was speaking about him. A little bit of front end damage on that 5 machine. See what happens with him. Looks like that contact that I talked about going into the corner, it looks like, oh, it just maybe got on the brakes a little too hard, and then, man, these cars just want to, oh, big snap there.
I think he was almost going to do what he had happened to him earlier, where he overdrove the corner for a second, and he tried to lock the brakes up even more, and he knew he was going to lock them up. Yeah, he was locking them up already, just a bad turn-in as well, so not, you know, an adequate or good turn, but not a massive shot, but still don't want to take it. Ryan Broderick, though, with probably the best-case scenario, though, where he wrecked at. Doesn't get anyone else involved besides himself, and he's going to pull down pit road, get that damage repaired as best as he can. But it is Martinsville. As long as you got horsepower, you got tires, and you got a decent setup, you can drive an open-wheel modified around here for a couple laps. It won't matter.
Yeah, Matthew Fitz coming down pit lane. William Brown looks like he's still coming down pit lane, taking a little bit of damage repair. I see Ryan Broderick. We saw him just come down pit lane. Joshua Gaiman, who was involved in that accident early on, coming down pit lane, looks like he's down for 16 seconds right now. A little bit of damage repair. And then you see the 31 of Daniel Holdcroft on his way out. Yeah, it looks like just damage repair for these drivers. Everybody not staying down pit lane, not wanting to go a lap down. With these cautions, you definitely don't want to go a lap down because you could get trapped into a spot where you don't want to be.
For sure. It's not fun being a lap down at a track like Martinsville.
Nope. Because there is almost nothing you can do to get it back except for hope for cautions. That's the only thing you can do is hope for cautions.
Kind of pull the David Smill route.
Exactly. David Smill has pulled the exact strategy that I'm talking about. Like I said, had that accident early on. We saw it, was brought out the first caution, went 3 laps down, has now brought his way back to the lead lap. So that's what I'm saying. If you just keep your head down, you know, some drivers that's a give up moment. You know, they'll give up after that. Going, you know, getting wrecked, going a lap down, 3 laps down at that. That's a I'm done moment. But you know, you even heard it from the 27 himself. You know, Josh said in pit lane, he said, well, that's it. My season's done. Well, he's still back here on the lead lap, so I don't know what he's talking about.
Well, William Brown's down pit road.
Ken Baum out to a good jump. You saw Kyler McCarthy all over the back bumper of him. Give him maybe a little bit of a shot to give him to say, hey, get up. Whoa, as Kyler McCarthy cuts off the nose of Kevin Click. See if the 25 has anything to say to that 24. Doesn't look like he's going to do anything. We know this 24-25 has been fighting all season with each other. You see Lucas nailed. Oh, sorry, Josh.
Sorry, Chris. No, I was going to say, we'll have to see what's going on with them, man. I mean, they are pretty tacked up right now. You got Lucas Nildes as well, who's been trying his best to get past, you know, these cars and get up in a position where he feels like he can run. We got a little bit of a battle back there. It looked like for a second they were just getting a little bit out of whack, but we're going to continue on board up here. Car around, car around.
Oh, it's the 32 of Chris Lynn. One of those playoff drivers, not what you want to see after having that bad week last week. Whoa. You see the 95 of Dakota Kuhn locking it up there. But Chris Lynn having that bad race last week. This is his last chance to make something up. So we'll have to see if that 32 has anything left, but not something you want to see right now if you're in that 32's camp.
Ken Baum Jr., Chris, is starting to become maybe a little bit slower here. It seems like Colin McCarthy is starting to grab some of that gap and pull two at that Ken Baum machine.
I was gonna say,
Really
yeah.
big drop there through 3 and 4.
Watching these last couple of laps, I was gonna say I noticed that Colin McCarthy had about a 7/10 gap. It's now down to about a 5/10 gap, 6/10 as I'm speaking. But it closes down every time he comes out of corner exit. So it's something to watch. Maybe Ken Baum going on a little bit of conserve knows that, maybe if he can run this entire race on a tank of fuel, then he needs to go on a conserve here really soon. That could open up the door for Colin McCarthy. Right now, we've got 4 playoff drivers in this top 4. Ken Baum, Colin McCarthy, Kevin Click, Lucas Nilges, and you see Carson Pittman in that 4 machine. He's rounding out your top 5. Jimmy Barr, who is in that 6th position. Robbie Bice, who has had a couple of bad races these last couple of races too, just getting caught up in the mess. That 28, currently sitting in that 7th position. You see that 07, Jonathan Coombs, Team Sparkle Unicorn, riding in that 8th spot, going down there on that back bumper of the 28 Robbie Bice. Man, this is a battle right here. You see the 5. Oh, the 5 of Ryan Broderick giving a shot to Jonathan Coombs.
Jonathan Coombs getting a taste of his old number. Remember, he used to run the 5.
Mm-hmm. So right now, I'm watching the lead. It looks like Kyle McCarthy's now got it down to a 4/10 gap, Josh. So that's what we're going to be watching here up in the lead, is if Kyler McCarthy can slowly drag that 2 of Ken Baum in. If Kevin Click can attack Kyler McCarthy, we know that 25 is, like I said earlier, has been given the 24 the business pretty much the entire end of the season. He's been trying his best to hold off that 24. So I want to say it's kind of looks like a little bit of an on-track rivalry between this 25 and 24 starting to form, even if they don't know it.
Whoa, car around. I swear I just heard somebody wrecking in 3 and 4. Maybe not. Somebody was loose, though.
As I'm not seeing any ticker or any warnings or anything. It looks like Bill Hells is falling back to 20th. So it could be that 53 machine having a bad time. Notice he was all the way up into that 14th position just a moment ago, and he's back into 19th. So that could be what we're seeing, or what you heard. Not really sure. Right now, we're seeing Kyle McCarthy still trying to hold off that 25 of Kevin Click. Looks like Kevin Click starting to get a massive drive in. He looks like he overdrove the corner there a little bit. It's going to allow that 24 to kind of separate that gap just a little bit. Let's see if Kevin Click can drive it back in, make up that ground that he just lost.
Driving it in too early, it looks like he's losing corner exit speed there on 3 and 4. His 1 and 2 looks really good, but his 3 and 4 is looking a little flat on exit.
He's right on board here with Kevin Click. Just watch what he's seeing in front of him.
Awesome. A little bit better of a run there. But he's definitely got the bread in 1 and 2. If he could just find the butter over in 3 and 4, he'd be set.
Yeah, you're seeing Ken Baum starting to catch that backpack. You see Dakota Kuhn up there. Whoa, it looks like maybe a bad drive in there. See the 2 of Ken Baum getting a little loose up there. Whoa.
Ken Baum, big smoky.
Lock up.
Gonna have time to shut the door at least.
Yeah, but that 24 is starting to get up in his business. Whoa, it's 24. Gets loose. Just lock it down. Whew.
And we just saw it, so clearly that was the 24's doing on himself.
Yeah, just over-ambitious driving there from the 24. Yeah, I want to say I know exactly what happened in that 24's head. He was going into the corner. He saw Ken Baum getting a little messed up. He's like, all right, this is my chance, and he just overdrove it going into the corner.
What I think what might have happened is, as well, I don't think he's expecting Ken Baum to go as slow as he did, since Ken Baum had just gotten off flow in the entrance, so he might have been backing her down just a little bit earlier to not try to overcook the tires. He comes in really hot here. It sets him up where he has to drive it down low. And you know how it is coming off that turn 4 right there. It is so... The small transition will get you every time from that small degree of banking at Martinsville. Excuse me. So I would just say, coming off a 4, you know how it is, Chris. You can snap that rear end around so easily. I don't think it's that he did anything wrong. He just probably gassed it up too early. And like you said, maybe a little bit over ambitious, thinking, oh, Ken Baum's messing up. Now's my time to go get him. So other than that, what can you really do?
We see a couple of drivers come down pit lane. It looks like the top 3 did not come down. Ken Baum, Kevin Click, Lucas Nilges all did not come down. You see William Hobart, who's now going to assume that 4th position. Kip easily going to move himself up into 5th. Carson Pittman going to fall back to that 6th position. Jimmy Barr up into 7th. Ryan Broderick in 8th. Kyler McCarthy in 9th. And Robbie Bice rounding out the top 10. It looks like Carson Pittman, Jimmy Barr, Ryan Broderick, Kyler McCarthy, Robbie Bice, Michael Zuber, Jonathan Coombs, Gaiman, Smill, Hells, Brody Green, Matthew Fitz, Chris Lynn, William Brown, Dakota Kuhn, all down pit lane. So like I said, the only drivers not coming down pit lane is that 1, 2, and 3 of Ken Baum, Kevin Click, and Lucas Nilges. So big strategy play here from that 2 of Ken Baum. But Kevin Click says, all right, man, you're going to play that strategy? I'm going to play that strategy too. Also, being a teammate, he can kind of get away with that strategy. He knows what his teammate's doing. But Lucas Nilges in that Team Sparkle Unicorn, though, decided, hey, I'm going to stay out too. So we'll see how these top 3 handle. We know William Hobart came down pit lane lap 11. Kip easily down lap 2. So we'll see Ken Baum to a good start. Green flag is back out. Whoa, is Kip Easley around?
Oh, Jonathan Coombs. The William Brown. Was that William Brown? No, it's not William Brown. Who's that on the bottom? I don't know who that was on the bottom lane. It looked like maybe it was William Brown. I'm not sure.
It just looks like Kip Easley just got kind of freight trained over on that bottom lane. You see, probably had to get on the brakes right there to not get into the rear end of William Hobart. And that's going to get him just a little wiggly. And then Jimmy Barr has really nowhere to go. You see Jonathan Coombs almost get two-wheeled. Oh, Bill Hell's into the wall. Bill Hell's hard into the wall.
The 8 got net coated there at the end. Was it by the 9 or the 69?
It was the 69.
But it doesn't look like it gave Fitz any damage.
Yeah, Bill Hell's with a massive shot to the wall. Man, this is something you're not wanting to see in that 53 camp right now. He's right on board here with that 53. See it from his point of view. Okay, it wasn't that bad. Looked a lot worse on the camera. In car, it didn't look that bad. But tell that to the tie rod ends.
Takes a small little slight turning and hitting the wall for it to absolutely kill the front end on that race car.
Doesn't look like it's turned out of whack, so Bill Hells might be getting a little lucky on this this damage. It looks like that race car is taking a couple of shots really hard, though.
pace car is off. We'll have to see if Ken Baum has got still the ability to hold this race out in the lead. As we'll see him hit the restart zone now, and it'll be green flag. Looks like Kevin Click got a pretty decent start there on that inside lane. He's going to get to the inside of Lucas Nilges here. Carson Pittman, he's up 5 positions. Started the night in 9th, is now in 3rd.
Yeah, Ken Baum is starting to get a little bit of a lead over everybody else. I saw there on that restart, Robbie Bice giving a massive shot to the 5 of Ryan Broderick going into turn 1. So I have to watch this middle of the pack, see what's going on between all these guys. Kyler McCarthy slowly moving his way back up the field. You see, whoa, Robbie Bice up into the wall. Looks like Chris Lynn around. As I saw him getting loose there at the beginning. So let's see if we can go back here, see what happened with that 32.
Gonna get loose here. So I can tell by the way he was driving around that corner.
He tried to lock her down.
Who's that hit on the outside lane?
Looks like Dakota Kuhn.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
Or the 31 right there, Daniel Holdcroft hit him, but then I want to say that was the 95 of Dakota Kuhn. Yeah, the 95 of Dakota Kuhn who's gotten to the back of Jonathan Coombs. So Lucas Nilges down pit lane. So the 7th caution here tonight. Uncharacteristic from these full throttle guys, Josh. Like you said, these last few races, we've kind of gotten spoiled by the no cautions. I want to say last week we might have actually had a caution-free race. No, not last week. It would have been week before last.
Well, Chris, it's also, too, there's so much going on. A lot of anxiety, high tensions in this race tonight. 8 drivers came in here tonight thinking that they were going to make a name for themselves. Well, excuse me, I guess 7, really. But, now it's kind of they're just slowly falling out. These guys have to race and get a good finish here tonight to possibly move themselves into the Final 4. And, some of the drivers that needed that, example, David Smill, kind of had an early outing here, and it's kind of halted his progression here so far. I mean, he's in 7th place, working his way back up. But it's been a tough battle for this 27 machine. He's definitely battling, though. We'll see how he's going to be able to do here for the rest of the race. And, if you just... I like that helmet there, the Pittsburgh Steelers helmet. That's pretty clean. But get back on... As I say, get back on point here. The guys just need to take a breath. And if you're a playoff driver and you need a good pit finisher tonight, you take a breath and you crank that wheel, son. You're going to have to get down on the gas and start making some passes here. So we are under 70 to go. And it's only taken 38 minutes for 74 to go, or 75. So imagine if they go caution-free here, we could be done, Chris, in the next 15 minutes. So you got to make your bed, and you got to sleep in it. You got to, you definitely got to make your decisions here of what you're going to do as a driver. This could be all over in an instant. So if you're trying to race to get your way in, you got to race like you're trying to get your way in. And no hell melons.
Yes, we will slingshot you to the moon for that.
Trust me, I remember we were all in here trying hell melons. Can't remember who it was. Me and heck, it might have been me and Lucas Hoytsma back in the day, Chris. I think me and him were slingshotting the wall after Ross Chastain did that. Me and him got in a session together and tried it. Shout out Lucas Hoytsma. If anyone knows him, you know how much of a real G he is. iRacing legend. As we'll get on to Ken Baum Jr. here, Chris. Kevin Click, Ken Baum. Green, green, green. These drivers are going here again. We'll see what Ken Baum's going to be able to do here. We got to see what these drivers are going to be able to do here. If they're going to be able to keep it scotch-free for the rest of the way. It's like we said, if these guys go green, Chris, this race could be over the next 15 minutes. So you definitely got to try to start making your moves and making your moves now. Is it that noise? Sorry, my chair is squeaking when I'm moving around it, and if you hear it in my mic, I do apologize about that. I don't hear it because I got headsets on, but I just took my headset off and noticed it. But we'll get back on board here, Chris. Bad wreck that we just had happen here. Yeah, not sure what Broderick was trying to accomplish there, driving it across into that lane. I mean, he had the gap, but definitely not a spot you want to put it in.
So this is where where the old saying, cautions breed cautions. You're seeing it right now. It looks like the 33 going to go ahead and come down pit lane. Take maybe a little bit of damage repair after that big shot. Bill Hells is just, looks like he's kind of given up on the damage repair and just says, hey man, if it's driving straight, it's driving straight. See the 32 of Chris Lynn, who has went a few laps down, I want to say. Looks like Jonathan Coombs has went ahead and gotten out of the race car. Yeah, Chris Lynn is currently a lap down, as well as Michael Zuver. As we saw Jonathan Coombs getting involved in a couple of those accidents early on, and then in that last one, maybe that race car just too damaged to keep going, and he's like, yeah, all right, I'm done here. I know
he did do a big jump.
Yeah. Well, I know Martinsville can bring out that kind of anger in you. You can be, all right, I'm ready to go. And then, you have stuff like that happen and you're just like, all right, I don't like this track. Because I have a love-hate relationship with this track. I love this track because I love short track racing. You can't be a race car driver and not short track race. But I don't, I love this short track, but I also hate it. I love how you have to get on the brakes and hit the corner, but if you hit the corner wrong, like most super speedways or even, have a mile and a half, if you mess up in the corner, you can kind of make it up on corner exit. Like if you mess up your entry, if you mess up, have a good entry but have a bad exit, you can kind of make it up. On short tracks, you can't make it up. You shoot yourself in the foot, and that's something that I'm watching for a lot of these drivers is when are we going to stop making mistakes? Like that's something to watch for.
Whoa. Probably Jimmy Barr got a little ambitious there. I don't think Kyle McCarthy wants to explore that third lane. He's already in a position that he needs to get out of. He doesn't need to put himself in a third lane. And a big drive-in on the outside lane from Kyle McCarthy. It's going to gain him a position. Oh, Ryan Broderick around again back there. It looks like they're going to smooth it out and keep going.
Right now, Carson Pittman. Oh, Kevin Click having to get on the brakes. New leader here at lap 85, Carson Pittman.
He is not a part of the playoffs, if you are wondering.
Doesn't matter if you're a part of the playoffs or not. A race win is a race win.
Oh, no, for sure. Just letting you know.
Whoa, Lucas Nilge's into the wall.
Into the wall. Speaking of a playoff driver.
Big shunt there from the 3.
Not sure what happened there, but I can tell that front left doesn't look fun. Now to Matthew Fitz up the track.
Yes, right now, Ken Baums has relinquished that lead. Let's see if he can catch back up here to Carson Pittman, or if he's just going to let him go. He knows he's locked in to next week. Does not have to win this race. Or, excuse me, he's locked into the next race. Does not have to win this race. So we'll see if Ken Baum just kind of says, all right, man, hey, you want it. I ain't going to fight you for it. He's got to keep everybody behind him back, though. And maybe, Kevin Click get up here. If he can have a good drive out, maybe get up here and get in front of him. Ken Baum kind of hold everybody else back for him. But right now, we've got to turn 2 terribles, 2, 3, and 4. And then Kyler McCarthy in that 24 trying to break up that turn 2 terrible train. He's right now in between him and Jimmy Barr and William Hobart. So right now that Nitro camp is trying to do something in Sushi's wake.
They are for sure. They definitely haven't. Keep hearing tires.
William Hobart
up.
around.
I'll say I keep hearing tires spin up, and it is William Hobart.
David Smill Jr.
Oh.
Let's see if we can back it up and see what happened here. Oh, it looks like David Smill was trying to make a power play to that inside.
I was say definitely forcing the issue.
Yeah, it looks like he was just like, all right, man, I'm tired of waiting.
I was say might have been a little too aggressive, but this man's supposed to do. But a lot of people pitting Chris, so David Smill's just going to move up the field.
Yeah, Ken Baum down pit lane. So we will not one stop it.
Yeah, I might not know it's worth it anymore. Or might not think it's worth it anymore.
I mean, you see Carson Pittman come down pit lane. He was able to get around him. So maybe Ken Baum sees, all right, the tires aren't worth it now. As now we've completely flipped the front end. Carson Pittman is your leader. Jimmy Barr in that second position. Kyler McCarthy in third. Robbie Bison fourth. Joshua Gaiman in fifth. Lucas Nilges, who we saw have a kind of an issue coming out of the back straightaway. Got down into that bottom wall. He's moved himself up into sixth. Kip Easley in seventh. David Smill, who was just involved in that last incident, has moved himself back up into that eighth spot. We see, I want to say that's the 95 of Dakota Kuhn and Michael Zuver in front of that 27 of David Smill. They should get the wave around. William Brown down pit lane again, and also Ryan Broderick.
As Chris, you got to say, Carson Pittman, Jimmy Barr doing a great job. Both those drivers. Definitely wasn't expecting them to be leading the race here today.
Yeah, we've got Kyler McCarthy, who's been trying his best to get up here and battle out in that front position. He's now got himself into that third spot. He's got Jimmy Barr and Carson Pittman in front of him. This could be a spot where he can now assume that lead now that Ken Baum has moved himself back into that 14th position. But you got to think, Josh, with all these cautions going on, we see a lot of drivers going around. You don't want to be in that 2 car right now.
Yeah, definitely don't. Especially in the position he's in. I mean, he is in the playoffs for next week with the win from last week, but still, if you're that Ken Baum machine, you just don't want to be here. It's going to definitely be the end of his race if he's not careful. But it will be the 4 of Carson Pittman, that 12 of Jimmy Barr, bringing us through turns number 3 and 4. As coming onto the front stretch, they will hit that Geico restart zone, and then it'll be that Carson Pitt machine driving away here. Again, on that inside lane, Kyle McCarthy. He's going to be hungry. I think he might move this 4 machine.
Yeah, we'll have to see what that 24 does. Doesn't look like he's pressing the issue right now. Whoa, it looks like Robbie Bice getting sideways. Oh, he's getting sideways. Oh, and
David Smill Jr.
oh, we got a big stack up here. Looks like Matthew Fitz sideways. Man,
Cautions do indeed breed cautions, Chris.
David Smill cannot catch a break tonight.
No, he can't.
That man cannot catch a break tonight.
That's most unfortunate. Kind of feel bad for him, don't you?
I'm trying to see who went around at first. I've lost them since they went everywhere. It was Robbie Bice who went around. It looks like he was gonna be able to save it right here, but that wheel just snapped on him. See him get into Joshua Gaiman, and man, William Hobart just right into the rear end of that 27. I was right on board here with that 28 of Robbie Bice. See, it gets loose there. Maybe Joshua Gaiman might have sent him around, but man, that just where he was at on the track, the wheel just, once the tires gripped up, sent him around.
Yeah, it's definitely not fun trying to drive a race car that's wrecking.
Yeah. Especially if you're trying to save said race car from wrecking.
For real. Unfortunate for Robbie, man. He's had some good runs here tonight.
As we see David Smill just stay out on the track. This is one of those, well, I'm already driving a beer can. Might as well keep driving said beer can.
Yeah. I guess. You know, they're probably thinking they want fast repairs right now. They would love to have a fast repair at a track like Martinsville. As we should see the pace lights go off here any moment. I would say maybe next time by. This time by, possibly. So it will be next time by for the pace lights. It's now with 40 laps to go. And the paper clip of 140. We'll have to see what these drivers got left. I mean, this is the last 40 laps of the race. We told you it'd creep up on you if it was going green. It's crept up on us, and we're going through caution period. So it's going to be definitely one of those things that these drivers are going to have to put it out on the line here. And you're going to see drivers like Colin McCarthy, Kevin Click, William Brown and Co. really trying to make some moves here and get some big passes. They got to have some positions here. But it does look like the pace lights are off. So will Carson Pittman be able to hold off this charging attack here? We even got Joshua Gaiman in the Nitro 33 machine. He's found his way back up here. We're going to have to see what Colin McCarthy, though, is willing to do to get this lead here.
Yeah, we'll have to see how this really plays out. We see David Smill back there on that outside lane. We'll have to see how his race car is still racing. Like you said, we'll have to see what that 24 wants to do for the lead. We know he wants to get as best a finish as he can so that way he can cement himself into that race next week. But green flag's out. Carson Pittman off to a good jump. Joshua Gaiman, I was going to say, it looks like he was off to a good jump there for a second, but had to get on the brakes really quick. Kyler McCarthy falling back to that second spot. Let's see if everybody can keep it going. 3 wide back here for a moment. Bill Hell's on the inside of the sandwich.
Whoa, and there goes Matthew Fitz again.
And David Smill also getting involved in that little bit of an accident.
Going to bring the caution flag back out.
Because I know if you're in that 27 car, you were just beating your head on your steering wheel at this point.
Yeah, it's just not even fun at this point anymore, is it?
As we'll go back here, I want to say I saw a lockup there. You see Lucas Nilges with a big drive in on that outside lane. And you see the 13 of William Hobart going around off of the front end of the 27 of David Smill. See if we can watch it from his point of view. It looks like William Hobart just thought that he had that position coming out of the corner. And then you also saw the 69 of Matthew Fitz also involved in that. He was loose out of corner exit. Gets into his teammate, Michael Zuver, and then also the 5 there, Ryan Broderick. Man, a lot of these race cars are just starting to look really beat up. I thought we were playing iRacing and not Demolition Derby on the PS1. Sorry, I was trying to make an old game reference there. And I see we have Jennifer LaFond out on the YouTube chat. Good to have you, Jennifer. She says, let's go, Kyler. Got a Kyler McCarthy fan out there. So right now, that 24, she's doing his best to hang on to this second position right now. He's trying to chase down Carson Pittman. Carson Pittman's not making it easy. He's taken over the lead at lap 85, and he hasn't looked back since then. I mean, he's been looking back. He's been watching that 24 in the rear view, though. I will say, he has been watching that 24 in the rear view. Pace lights are out.
Pace car is off. It will be Carson Pittman, Kyle McCarthy. Outside lane needs to tuck up a little bit more. And he will, as we're going to do green flag racing now.
Whoa, Kyler McCarthy.
No.
Oh, my goodness. Kyler McCarthy with a little bit of a wheel spin. Might have missed a gear there. Able to keep it underneath him. You saw Josh McGaman get into that back bumper. Man, that is something you do not want to see. He's able to keep it underneath him. William Brown sideways.
Brown. Ken
Ken
Baum
Baum
sideways.
Oh, my goodness. Everybody is sideways going everywhere. Oh, is Kevin Click around right in front of Ken Baum? Man. It is chaos on the restarts. As it looks like, man, you see Kevin Click just come out of the middle of nowhere. See Ken Baum. I said he'd come out of the middle of nowhere. Coming out of the corner. It looks like he just got a little hot on that outside lane. It looks like maybe, I want to say, might have been a little bit of net code from the 27. Doesn't look like he was close enough to make contact with him. We'll see if we can go on board here. It just, to me, it doesn't look like he made contact with him.
He didn't, but it was definitely net code. Bad entry on the corner, too.
Yeah, very bad injury on the corner. And there you go. You see the 25 going around. Ken Baum just taking a little bit of a shot there, but man, he just got really lucky on that. I want to say, watch this 53 of Bill Hells. Man said, all right, I'm going to take this inside lane. Hey, if you're that 53 machine, though, you're trying to make up any position you can right now. Chris Lynn was able to get himself back onto the lead lap.
Look who's back up in third place.
William Brown. Also want to point out, that is a good-looking race car tonight. So William Brown, we saw him have a little bit of mishap early on in the race. He's been down pit lane multiple times tonight. Hope he didn't accidentally set one of those sets of tires to change and wasted a set of tires. I know I've done that before. We see Ken Baum, who fell all the way back to 16th position, now back up into 6th. We saw him take a little bit of shot on that front right quarter panel. You can see just a little bit of damage on that front right corner. But like we were saying, damage not really going to be a factor here tonight. We see a lot of drivers who have just been rear-ending, and still out here driving.
A little guilty tonight.
Twelfth caution of the night with 25 laps to go.
I'm going to say lap 116, Chris. 12th caution, pace lights off. We'll have to see if we're going to make it 13. What do these guys got for us? Great start from William Brown.
Ooh, all over the back bumper of that 4 is the 9 of William Brown. He is trying to press the issue. Whoa, is William Brown going to get around? Oh, no.
Goodness.
Looks like we might have just played a little bit of bumper cars. Not look like anybody taking shots.
Big wreck, so at the end, though, that wasn't bumper car. That was a lot of wreck.
Oh, Robbie Bice with a big shot. Jimmy Barr with a big shot. Looks like Bill Hells also took a big shot there.
What calls Carson Pittman to get around?
Does it look like Joshua Gamer might have got... Yeah, just looks like at a corner exit.
Right on board here with Game, and yeah, it looks like he just collected him there with a little bit of net code, and then it's just going to get him collected and put him in the wall. Unfortunate for Carson Pittman. Big shot there to Joshua Gaiman's machine.
As we'll do one more ride on, since he was the man that took the most brunt of the force. See everything just kind of unfolding in front of him, and then Carson Pittman just coming up in front of him, man. And then another big shot there.
Bill Hells is disconnected.
Oh, no. Yeah. So the 53 has called it a night. I was trying to see if I could get back on board with him, but doesn't look like I can. We did see him take a big shot there. So, man, unfortunate there for Bill Hells. Just, this is one of those tracks that it's going to make or break you.
Yeah, I think mentally it's probably broke down some of these drivers already.
So that would be one playoff driver eliminated.
Pace light should turn off this time.
Yeah, as you saw William Brown though, Josh, on that spin, you saw him take the inside real quick, fast, and in a hurry. He did not want to get collected up in that.
Oh yeah. You got to think this is a good run, Chris. Good opportunity from this non-cam.
Yeah, he was saying in the Discord earlier that he doesn't feel like he should be here, but he's glad that he's here. And I mean, like I was saying, been showing a lot of talent in this non-machine. Hell, Team Sparkle Unicorn's been showing a lot of talent. We'll have to see if Colin McCarthy has anything to say. You see Kim Baum still on that outside lane, though, so a lot of playoff drivers still up here in the top four. Colin McCarthy looks like he might have had a bad start there.
Yeah, but William Brown didn't.
Whoa!
Dude, what the heck, man?
Oh, my goodness.
I do not know what is going on right now.
As I want to say, it looks like maybe Jimmy Barr just massive drive in there. Yeah, that's on the 12 there. Just a massive drive in. Ken Baum was able to escape it. Nobody else was collected in it except for these three drivers. It looks like the 24 of Kylan McCarthy, the worst he's going to get is some scuffed up tires. And a couple positions lost. See, he doesn't get into the wall that hard, though. We see the 27 of David Smill just... I mean, how many times can you roll snake eyes?
Yeah, for real, man. He has not had a fun night.
So Carson Pittman down pit lane right now. Daniel Holcroft, Joshua Gaiman, Rami Bice down pit lane for 5 minutes. So that 28 machine might be calling it a night, just taking as much damage repair as he can. Might pull it back out on the track. We'll have to keep an eye out on that 28 camp. We saw Bill Hells go ahead and take it to the hauler. Kyler McCarthy, though, was able to get back out. Should be able to get around the pace car. Man, you're just seeing a lot of chaos unfolding in these last few laps.
It is indeed chaos.
But I will say, at a track like Martinsville, you kind of have to expect this. This is just one of those tracks that it's kind of hard to get around. And if you miss your corner, you've got 15 other guys, 16, 17, 18, however many you got racing with, you got those many guys trying to also make the corner. So you see the 24 there. Of course, the 24 of Kyler McCarthy getting around. And also the 12 of Jimmy Barr. Going to go ahead and get around that pace car. So pace car is off. William Brown, Ken Baum going to be bringing it to the green flag. Kip Easley and William Hobart in that third and fourth position.
So it'll be 12 to go, Chris, when they come to it. It's just if they're going to make it around for those 12. Matthew fifth around.
No, they were able to keep it straight. Who is that in the wall?
Zuber and McCarthy, and then we got Dakota Coon and Jimmy Barr. They just wrecked into 3 and 4, and the caution will be out here. What is this, 14?
Yeah, I saw somebody. Yeah, that's who it was. It was the 24 and the 96 of Michael Zuber. Will go. Yeah, you see Fitz making contact. And that's probably spooked Kyler McCarthy. And got to go back here and see what happened here with Dakota Coon and Jimmy Barr, though. Looks like just getting around there. Not getting it slowed up.
You think they make it to the end with more than 3 more cautions?
Well, this is the 15th caution.
What did I say, 13?
You said 13, yes.
Man. Yeah, these guys, for some reason, are having a tough time here at Martinsville tonight, Chris. Not sure what it is, but it is what it is. It happens. We're not always on our best in the race car, so unfortunately, it hasn't been the greatest show in the world, but it's still been a show nevertheless, and they're putting on out there. It could get cranked up here in these last 7-6, however it's going to be when we come back, so be sure to stay tuned. I mean, we could see possibly William Brown picking up a win here at Martinsville. I think that'd be pretty hype for that Team Smoker Unicorn camp.
Yeah, we've got Kyler McCarthy in 12th position, Chris Lynn in 10th, Lucas Nilges in that 7th position, David Smills 6th, Kevin Click in 5th, and then you've got Ken Baum and William Brown in 2nd and 1st. So this is going to be an interesting few final laps. If we can keep it straight and green here, you could see a battle between these this Team Sparkle Unicorn and Ken Baum. Kevin Click could also have something to say about it. But right now, David Smill and Kyler McCarthy, Chris Lynn, they've all got to make up massive amounts of track position if they're wanting to get in this.
I mean, it's not virtually impossible, Chris. As many cautions we've had, and as some of the cars getting stacked up, being 5-6 cars at a time, this is still kind of anybody's race. Let's be real. Green flag out, and they're already around.
24 Kyler McCarthy involved in it.
What in the heck is going on with these guys right now, man?
It just looks like it might have been a bad bump on the start. I want to say I saw the 27 of David Smill around.
It was David Smill.
Looks like the inside lane got stacked up. Yeah, it looks like the inside lane just got stacked up, and that's what caused it. Yep, just an accordion effect. Man, so William Brown, though, still out in the lead after all of this. Ken Baum, who has made it through most of all of this chaos that has ensued behind him. Like I said, he was all the way back in 17th position at one point here tonight. He's moved himself back up into that second position, made it through all of the mess. You know, he's got that little bit of front damage on that right quarter panel, but hey, if that's the worst he's going to make it out of here tonight with, then I'd take it. See Kip Easley, who's moved himself up 13 positions in that third spot. And then Ken Baum's teammate Kevin Click, who's also battling for a playoff position in that fourth spot. If my math serves me correct, it should be, if it was to finish the way it is right now, William Brown, Ken Baum, Kevin Click, and Lucas Nilgees, correct, Josh? Oh, I think he might have stepped away.
Oh, sorry. No, I was talking. I just had my mic muted. Didn't realize. I was saying it should go if William Brown wins. Yeah, he should put him to the front, but I don't really know how all the points playing works sometimes. So don't ask me to crunch the numbers, man. You know what I mean? Let me crunch my brain.
As you can say, it's a very uncharacteristic full throttle here tonight with 16 cautions. But like I said, you also have to take into consideration where we were racing at. This is one of those tracks that, like I was saying at work earlier, that this is going to be one, well, to myself, I was thinking this is going to be one of those tracks that if we have a lot of cautions, this is where it's going to be.
Yeah, definitely a track like Martinsville is going to be where you're going to get your cautions at.
But if
we'll
you're...
have to see what these drivers do here, Chris, as the pace lights are off and they come down the back straightaway. William Brown is, really wanting to see that white flag, I bet, right now.
Yeah, that 24 Kyler McCarthy, though, is in 14th position, hasn't caught back up with the back of the pack. That's something somewhere you don't want to be. Green flag back out.
Whoa. Ken Baum peeking. White flag, no.
Yellow.
It's not.
Carson Pittman around. I saw it change for a split second. As it looks like just a bad corner there for the 4. It's just a bad corner entry there for the 4, Carson Pittman. See Jimmy Barr also taking a massive shot. Man, Lucas Nilgees did not need that. As right now, this is the 17th caution with... Do we have the best of 3? Is it the best of 3? I can't remember. We don't normally have races that end like this. Well, I guess Josh isn't here again. Or he's muted. But I want to say it is the best of 3. And that was attempt 1. So we'll have to see how this plays out here. For that 3 of William Brown, if he can get it done, or if Ken Baum has anything to say. We saw him setting up at what looked like a corner exit play trying to
Yeah,
get out.
He definitely was getting something there in 3 and 4.
It is a 3 attempt, right?
Yes, only 3.
Okay. I couldn't remember. We don't normally do, finish under caution, so I could never remember. Pace lights are out.
I would say this has been a very controversial way to end the round of 8.
Yeah, this has definitely been one of those things. The Thunderdome is going to be clapping tonight.
Yeah, for sure. As it will be William Brown and Ken Baum Jr. We'll see if they can make it official this time by. Kip easily in that 3rd position. Kevin Click in 4th. Great start there from William Brown.
I see somebody around. Oh, the 24 of Kyler McCarthy around.
So if they get a caution flag this time, it is just official whether
Yes.
they take the wide or not.
It is official whether they take the wide or not. Oh, big shot there. I
don't know what happened.
I don't know. I don't know what just happened there, but I would say that's Kyler McCarthy's night. It looks like the 3 of Lucas Nilges gives Chris Lynn a big shot here, and he just never let up.
Yeah, 91 got out of the gas, and that Zuber machine was getting pushed. He never let up while getting pushed.
Oh, well, that 24 machine's still rolling. I saw the wheels bouncing around, but it's still rolling.
Don't know how.
Yeah, this has been 24 down pit lane. I wonder if that's going to be into the night or he's just trying to assess damage.
As this will be the final attempt, Chris, so whatever happens behind him, in front of him, it doesn't matter. This is going to seal the deal on the race.
Yeah, Kyler McCarthy's still down pit lane.
Yeah, he's done for. Sadly.
Oh.
He beat the pace car out. Never mind.
So he did beat the pace car out. So it's one of those everybody from first place back has to pretty much wreck.
With the way it's been going tonight, it could be possible.
Could be possible. So it's one of those things. Don't count yourself out just yet. See if William Brown though can get it done and hold on to the lead from Ken Baum.
I think that's going to be very hard.
Said he hasn't won a race all season. Well, let's see if he can make it one.
Still is indeed chasing his first victory of the season, Chris, and coming out of turn 3 and 4. We know he's had a great start here on the restart zone. And he's going to hit it, and the race is going to go green. Not as good of a restart. Ken Baum to the inside.
I was going to say, let's see if Ken Baum gives him an Earnhardt bump. Whoa, is Kip Easley is around. Oh.
No!
No. Man, what in the world just happened?
This race couldn't end it any weirder, I should say.
Yeah, is William Brown, though, he will take the checkered flag. So we'll have to go back and see what happened with Ken Baum here in a second. But taking the checkered flag is that 9 of William Brown. So moving his way into that final 4.
And the win column.
And the win column is that 9 of William Brown.
I think he'll take it how he can get it at this point.
Let's see if we can go back and see what happened here, though. It looks like maybe
Smell just knocked the snot out of the 8, and the 8 had no control.
Man. Yeah, like you said, Kip Easley just a rider at that point. All right, well, there's your race winner.
But man, look at that. Team Sparkle Unicorns number 9. Sorry about that. Team Sparkle Unicorn number 9 of William Brown, man. Way to bring it home. In a very awkward race, a very random race, let's say that. But caution filled, but hey, nevertheless, he's going to pick up a dub. It's going to go in the win column, and he's going to punch his way in, Chris, next week to Phoenix Motor Speedway. As your post-race results are up, still sitting there on board with him, it is that number 9 of William Brown going to come home with the race win here tonight. You'll see Kevin Click in that second spot. William Hobart in third. Good finish from William Hobart. Jimmy Barr as well in 4th place. We then have Carson Pittman in 5th. Lucas Nilges in 6th. Brady Green going to finish up in from that 20th position. He's going to finish in 7th. Good finish from that 91 machine. Chris Lynn in 8th. Kyle McCarthy 9th. Daniel Holdcroft 10th. Ryan Broderick 11th with David Smill 12th. Kip Easley 13th. Ken Baum Jr. 14th. Joshua Gaiman going to finish the night out here 15th with Michael Zuber 16th. Matthew Fitz 17th with Dakota Kuhn 18th. Robbie Bice 19th. Bill Hells 20th. And Jonathan Coombs will round out your field in that 21st position. Let's see. We do have William Brown and Kevin Click ready for an interview, so we'll go ahead and bring in race winner, Kevin Click. William Brown. Did I say race winner, Kevin Click? My bad. Race winner, William Brown. Sorry about that. William Brown, Chris, and Josh up here in the booth. You got a copy, sir?
Yes, sir.
Man. Well, we know it was an action-filled night for sure. A lot of cautions out there and a lot of controversy. But, William, you're going to come back from, some controversy yourself, and you're going to have a dominant race car there at the end. Take us through those final moments, man. And, hey, stamping your way into the win column this season, going into Phoenix next week. How does it feel for that non-camp? And take us through it, William, as, hey, congratulations on your first win this season, man.
Okay, yeah, there's a lot to unpack here. First win, you just mentioned that. I never thought it'd be at Martinsville, and I never thought it would be on the cutoff race here. I knew I was above the line, but just trying to, keep my car in good shape and not have a bad finish. That was really what I was trying to pull out and salvage here. And man, oh man, it's just like Lady Luck was smiling upon me. All the things that happened at the end of the race were the opposite of what happened to me all throughout the race. For like the first 3 quarters, and I just ended up in the lead. And seeing how that last caution came out, I hated to see that for Ken. I was hoping that me and him might at least get to get to race out that last green flag. But at the end of the day, I mean, he's locked in, so I don't feel too bad, and I finally got a win. So, yeah, I can't even put into words how my thoughts went from I'm just trying to get back in the race here to I can't believe I might just win this thing. So it's huge.
Yeah, it definitely was probably one of those, like, I would say, mood swings almost in a sense. You're going from, being so just disappointed at the start of the race, like you said, with how it went, to at the end, everything did just seem to go your way. You made your way back through the field, and you had a hard charging driver there on the end, and it seemed like it was going to be a great battle until we had him getting taken out by like the hammer of Thor right there in the last turn. But hey, William, we're not going to take away from it, man. It was a great win, nevertheless. I mean, a track like Martinsville is not a fun track, especially with what you had to deal with coming back from the adversity. And hey, a great job. Take us through what you're thinking, though, next week as you go into Phoenix. You're going to punch your way in, obviously, with this race win. So tell us going into Phoenix, tell us how you're feeling, and what's the confidence feeling like going into a track like that, and how do you think you're going to do? And the Team Sparkle Unicorn number 9 camp is going to fare next week in the championship race.
Well, right before I answer that question, I just want to stay on Martinsville for one more second.
Oh no, you're good.
Just like you said, it was a pretty controversial, pretty crazy situation there. But the only strategy I was able to really deploy was those restarts. Just trying to have a good restart, trick the other people, and make sure I came out ahead and clear in the first turn. And I felt like I did that every time. But yeah, I mean that's the only strategy I was able to pull off and actually enforce. We had too many 2-lap deals. But
Yeah.
as far as next week goes, championship race, final race of the season, I know 2 guys in the final 4 that last year they were also in the final 4 with me, and they were good. Um, you know, if I don't know if you guys have had a chance to look back at the broadcast from that time for the last year's championship race, but it came towards the last handful of laps where Ken was fast, but in that situation I was faster. I've not been faster than him any other time at Phoenix, but at that particular time I just didn't have enough time to catch back up to him. I'm hoping that I can have that kind of speed, but maybe actually come out ahead this time, because it'd be nice to get a win. It'd be nice to take it all, and just really kind of put a nice cap on a season that, to me, in my opinion, has been probably my worst season of any league I've ever raced in. Even I've gotten this far, you wouldn't really think that. It doesn't sound like it's been a bad season, but statistically, I feel like it's been a bad season.
Hey, I mean, it can go from a bad season, but turn it into a great season like this, man, when you get a little bit of a luck change. But, William, we're excited to see, going into Phoenix next week, you talking about the speed you can possess. If you can put it together, man, it could be one of those nights for you that it completely flips around your whole, like you said, your whole season, how you view it out. But hey, William, again, thanks for having a moment with us, man. And if you've got any final words, thoughts, shout outs, anything before we let you get out of here, you're more than welcome to throw them out. And hey, again, congratulations on the first win this season. And at a track like Martinsville and a night like tonight, I think it's a big congratulations. You definitely deserved it with the way everything went down.
Yeah, short track's never been my friend, but today it was. And I just got a few words I'll go ahead and mention before I get out of here and let you guys move on to the next one. But I'm really excited to have a teammate in the final 4. I'm pretty sure he's made it in. I might be speaking too soon, but we'll see what the standings are when it comes out here. I think I got a teammate in the final 4 that I can run with. Hopefully we can do something together and maybe finish 1-2, whichever one of us is the winner. But definitely gonna be practicing. I've not practiced much all season, so I think there'll be a lot of practice had this week. And aside from those words, I just want to thank my team. I want to thank you guys in the broadcast booth. I want to thank anybody watching that supports me or my pals here, or supports the league. And um, again, Robbie Bice. I mean, he runs the show along with Matthew Fitz. Can't thank them enough. And yeah, I think that's all.
Well, heck yeah, William. It's been a pleasure to have you up here in the booth, man. And not only up in the booth, but up in the booth for a race win. I mean, I think that feels even more special. But hey, again, thank you for the final words, man. And we'll be seeing you next week at Phoenix. get practice up because I think it's going to be a great race, dude. So again, congratulations, and hey, hopefully we'll be talking to you in this same position next week.
Alrighty, thanks guys. Have a good one.
Thank you, man. You as well. All right, and we will have Kevin Click, the number 25 machine. So it'll be Click, Brown, Bomb, and Nilges, you said? Okay. Kevin Click, Chris, and Josh up here in the Full Throttle booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you guys.
Excuse me. Kevin, man, that was a great race here tonight. We know it was a crazy race for sure. Definitely a lot of cautions there, but you guys were able to keep it under control with as much damage as we had and adversity we had. It seemed like all you guys out there at least gotten involved into something tonight. I don't think a single clean car, but other than that, Kevin, take us through your night, man. Take us through really how it felt to be out there in that middle part of the race after, your little bit of early race adversity like you had with William, or not with William Brown, but like William Brown had there early in the race. It seemed like everybody just had to come back for something. You had to come back from something as well, and you came back up into that P2 spot. The Turn 2 Terribles 25 looked hot tonight, man. And hey, other than the cautions, I think we might have had a great race if you guys were able to keep it clean there.
Yeah, I came into this one with where I was at in points, just wanting to stay clean and make it through this one. You never know what's going to happen here, so making it through and trying to stay up front was one of my biggest things. Pitted there in the middle of the race, probably didn't need to, but when Pittman drove around me and Ken there, we decided that it's probably best to get tires and see how it played out. And I knew going back there that it was a risky move, but got a little spun there, but kept it clean, no real wheel damage. So I was able to work my way back up there into second place after the last lap shenanigans, and here we are. So.
Yeah, we know it's going to be one of those things, punching your way into Phoenix next week. You got to just kind of almost take a deep breath after a night like tonight and kind of refocus. So put us into your mindset, Kevin, when you go into Phoenix next week. What are you expecting? How are you thinking this is going to play out for you guys? And what do you think the Turn 2 Terribles are going to have coming for that 25 machine when you roll off into Phoenix next week in the Final Four?
Yeah, I'm going to do a lot of practice this week. The guy to beat is going to be Ken at Phoenix. Ken is so good there, and it's going to be tough to beat him. But you never know what can happen. So best thing that I can do is just run my race and put my car in position to try to be as high up in the standings as I can coming off the final corner. So I'll go into it with that mindset and see what I can do to race Ken. And me and Ken, we race each other hard but clean, and he's gonna be the car to beat. There's no question about it. We'll see what happens next week.
Well, hopefully next week we won't have as much of a caution fest as we did this week, and you guys can get a great race. We know you guys are capable of it. It was definitely one of those nights that I think we expected to come in with all the the pressure on the line. But hey, Kevin, you guys were able to get through that pressure, get through all that adversity, and make your way into P2. We'll be seeing you next week at Phoenix. And hey, if you've got any final words, thoughts, shout outs, anything you want to throw out there, you're more than welcome to, and we'll let you get on your way, Kevin. And I'm sure you're going to start preparing for that Phoenix race here soon.
Yep. Just shout out to everybody at Turn 2 Terribles. Then got to thank everybody at Brent Mark's Sim Racing team. Then I just want to say hi to my family who's watching at home, and we'll see what happens next week.
Heck yeah, man. Well, hey, again, thank you for the words, Kevin, and enjoy the rest of your night, man. And hopefully we'll be talking to you again at Phoenix next week.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, man. And that was Kevin Click. Going to go ahead and bring in our third and final interview of the night. William Hobart, I think he's had one of those nights that's just been crazy, Chris. He's pulled himself up into here off of pure miracle and disaster of everyone else. William Hobart, Chris, and Josh up here in the Full Throttle booth. You got a copy, sir?
I do, sir.
Man, William. I think this is might be one of the first times we've got to have a word with you up here in the booth, and if not in a while, it might be the first time actually. And gotta say, tonight for you has probably been an absolute just catastrophe out your front window, seeing everybody go everywhere. You've been flying through the field, you've went through the pack, you've been in the front, you've been in the back, and you started in that 13th position, moved your way up through the field, and it seemed like here with all these caution nights, you guys were able to kind of just mix it up, and you were able to find yourself after some good driving and maybe a little bit of luck at hand up into this third position. William, take us through it, man, and how does it feel being up here on this podium at Martinsville here tonight?
Yeah, it was pure luck. That's all it is. it's a wreck fest, and that's just going to leave it at that. I just want to, thank everybody. Turn to T and JC Photography, and and out here I'm trying to have fun, and emotions run high, and people just doesn't turn out the way everybody wants it to. So had a good night, and I want to thank you for your broadcast, and for the league.
Heck yeah, man. Well, we appreciate those words, William. I know it was definitely one of those nights. You guys coming in probably were expecting something like this, but hey, able to take advantage of everybody else's misfortune and pick yourself up a podium, it's got to feel good. And if you got any final words, thoughts, shout outs, anything, William, before we let you get out of here, man, you're more than welcome to throw them out there, and we'll let you get on your way, sir.
No, like I said, I appreciate the stream, everything, and once again, to Jimmy and Critter and Jay Z, everybody here. I don't run these things very often, and there's so it's different. It's not easy. So I want to appreciate it, and thanks to everybody.
Heck yeah. Well, again, thank you, William, for having a word with us, man. It's been a pleasure to have you up here with us for short, a short few minutes. And hey, again, congratulations on that position here tonight, and hopefully here in the future we'll be talking to you soon.
All right, take care. Good night.
Thank you, man. You as well. And that was William Hobart. You heard it, Chris. Just a short, sweet, and to the point interview. He said pure luck. And hey, I got to say it might be luck, but also takes a lot of experience as well. He knows what was going to happen tonight, and he put himself in a position to get himself up there. So don't discredit yourself, William. It was definitely a great night from you, man. And the turn two terribles looked very hot. Second, third, and fourth place positions right there, especially Jimmy Barr, man. He also finished in fourth. So those two guys knew what the heck was going to happen when they came in here, used it, and got some great positions. But Chris, if you got any final words here from Martinsville, we'll I guess let the crowd get out of here and make sure they get packed up early and ready to get over to Phoenix here soon.
Yeah, just a big shout out, like everybody said, big shout out to Robbie, big shout out to Fitz, everybody that puts this league on, everybody that watches on the YouTube. I try to get as much chat in as I can, but sometimes I'm just watching this race and I can't focus on it. So just everybody out there that watches, we appreciate you. Everybody that, like I said, behind the scenes that lets us do this. Like I always say every week, let's a couple of dudes, scream at a TV screen for a few hours. It's a lot of fun, even with the cautions, we know that the Full Throttle League, hey, they've got the talent underneath them to go green flag the whole race. So it's just one of those, executions, and this track is not one of those tracks to execute really good at. So big shout out to everybody, like I said, everybody out there on the YouTube that watches and gives us the opportunity to do this. I cannot wait going into next week with William Brown, Kevin Click, Lucas Nilges, and Ken Baum. We're going to be battling for that championship for at Phoenix. That is going to be one of the most interesting races because, that's that track you can take, that dog leg, you can go down anywhere on that track. That's going to be interesting to watch. So it's going to be a lot of fun to see what's going on next week. So if you're interested in what you saw tonight, make sure to check it out next week because this will be the last week of last race of the season, and we'll be crowning a championship.
Definitely will be crowning someone in the championship race. It'll be one you don't want to miss, Chris. It's definitely going to be one for the fans. I think it's going to be way better than this week. We just had a lot of emotions coming into this week. A lot of drivers trying to get good finishes, but definitely put the anxiety, the weight on their shoulders, and I think that's why you saw the kind of race we had here tonight. Definitely not a reflection of how these drivers usually race, but other than that, I think, like you said, Chris, just don't miss next week. It's going to be a great week. It's going to be a great race, I think. And I think it's going to be a lot more of a shootout than the Full Throttle faithful drivers have given themselves credit for. I think we're going to see a great race. But other than that, this is going to be Chris and Josh from the Full Throttle booth saying from Martinsville one more time, a thank you from the Paperclip 140. Again, congratulations to William Brown on his first race win this season. Chris and Josh are going to say thank you, good night, and we hope to see you next week at Phoenix for the championship race. So good night, and we will see you then.